But anyways, guys, that was one thing that we wanted to make. The last one that we want to talk about is there's one more bill that was very, very
Oh
controversial that
shit.
everyone was very upset about that I kind of wanted us to dive into. So I'll let Hales take it away. It would be, I can't remember the name of it.
It's
Sorry.
Bill C-47, but it was only part of the bill that was affected. So part of Bill C-47, which implements several commitments made to the federal government under the budget 2023,
Okay.
would be bringing natural health products like herbal remedies and supplements into the Vanessa Act, which requires hospitals to report adverse reactions associated with them. So
I
Health
don't
Canada
think that's
defines
bad.
natural health products as substances of natural origin used to restore or maintain good health, also called alternative or complementary medicines, which I find fucking
So
hilarious.
hilarious.
Complementary.
Yeah.
Like, they can come in forms of tablets, capsules, tinctures, solutions, creams, ointments, and drops. We all know what they are. Some examples of natural health products are vitamins, minerals, herbal medicines, homeopathic medicines, and traditional medicines and probiotics. So, Health Canada states that some everyday consumer products, such as toothpaste and shampoo, may also be defined as natural products in Canada. They say that these products are generally safer and have fewer side effects than prescription drugs, but note that they are not without risk, which I feel
Mhm.
like
I feel
as a
like that's
person,
fair, man.
everything carries risk
Comes a
these days.
risk.
You should fucking know that.
Yes,
So,
I know, but it
according
should
to
like I don't think that's
it,
bad. I don't think it's bad to
no,
be like, "Hey, you should be reporting on the natural stuff that's
yeah,
affecting you
I
as
feel
well."
like this
How are
one
we
kind of
supposed to
got blown out
know?
of
I
proportion
think
too,
so
because
too.
like I was telling B, this one wasn't quite what I thought it was when I started looking into it. Like people are saying, oh, they're going to ban supplements in Canada. That like
No,
what?
that's
This
not
has
what it
nothing to do with that,
No, I
like at
know.
all.
Yeah,
So it says
agreed.
the health agency, according to the health agency, risks include manufacturer problems, unproven claims, which is a lot of fucking things, lack
Real a
of
lot of them.
information for consumers, interactions with other drugs or natural health products, and potentially unwanted side effects, which I feel like a lot of the natural stuff you see comes with those really unfounded claims. But I
Yep,
mean, what doesn't
agreed.
come with unfounded claims? Like,
Yep,
even
yep.
fucking FDA drugs have unfounded fucking claims. So
100%.
it
I
is
just
what it
think
is,
too,
right?
like, and I'm not going to get into the whole MLM thing, but like that comes with a lot of like network marketing has a lot of these natural products that
Hmm.
make these huge claims and they don't have anybody. Yes, the FTC down in the States, but
Well,
they
like all
really
those
don't
fucking
have
like happy
anybody.
pills and happy juices and
Yes,
shit that like
all of
magically
that.
make you fucking skinny and fucking
Yes.
great.
You know what I
Really?
don't understand? So we're mad
Still
at Kim
falling for that?
Kardashian. We're mad at Kim Kardashian or
Skinny
whatever
teas.
Kardashian that came to skinny teas and the lick the thing. But we're not upset because it's like a mom that's no offense, I'm just saying hypothetically, like a
It's
mom trying
true
to
though.
make money for her kids. And it's like, but
It's the
you're doing the
same
same
shit.
thing. Like, what is the
It's
fucking
the same
difference?
fucking
Like,
thing.
and you're mad at Western medicine for that, but it's like, Western medicine sucks for the lot of it.
It
It
has
comes,
its place,
but
but
it
it's
has its
definitely,
risks on the bottle.
yeah,
Like that's a whole conversation is if the physicians are telling you, but majority, and we're just assholes and we don't read that paper, but there's that paper. And I'm sorry, I'm actually a little bit more scared now to take natural products. I'm like, wow, they're right. There is no testing, there is no regulating. What if people are getting sick off this? Is, no offense, the network marketer going to share that with other people, or are
no.
they going to suppress that? Because I feel like that's something that for the most part they suppress because they're selling that product and everything works great and cure your infertility with this or Arbonne fizz drink.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. As a victim that has had this happen to them, this, in my sense, is something that I feel like, yes, we don't want the government, but that's not saying the government. It's saying that at hospitals and stuff, they need to be
They need to
recording
start
the side
reporting.
effects.
Yeah.
What is
Well, and
wrong with
like,
that? Don't we want informed
I'm
consent? Like, what
I'm
the
more
fuck?
partial to like homeopathic medicines, especially
Me
for
too.
my daughter, because
Mhm.
I've just never been into like, I don't even like
The
Tylenol and
Western.
Advil. I'm just
No,
kind of,
we talked
if I
about that
don't
too.
need it, I like my body to do the work. Your body
Yep.
has everything capable for the
Support it.
majority to fight off things that it need. Like, yeah, like your body is pretty magical. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
that now, like the thing is too, it says the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, the U.S. government agency that also regulates these products south of the border, also states that just because an ingredient is of natural origin or not artificially manufactured does not mean that it's completely safe. And that's the
Hmm.
thing. Like,
Agreed.
I'm more prone to use homeopathic, but at the same time, like, just
Doesn't
because,
come without
especially, I was
risk.
talking about this with my stepmom today, just because something says organic or
Mhm.
natural on it, sure as fuck does not mean it's natural or organic. It just means that
No.
something wasn't specifically sprayed with that really shitty pesticide, but these
Yep.
other organic ones were used, or,
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
it's just, it's
Yes.
not always, they like to throw natural and organic and fucking all that shit onto everything. And it's
It's
just, it's not
greenwashing.
always. It
It's
is. They greenwash
greenwashing.
a
It happens
lot.
all the
A
time.
lot.
And they can really get away with a lot of labeling stuff. Like and you can see that when you start getting into like junk food and stuff like that, where it's like there's shit
Hardcore.
here that's allowed, but you go over to Europe and that's not allowed. Like corn
Or
syrup. Like
even how
they don't
they've
use corn syrup in
literally
all of their shit
renamed
there.
all of the
Yes.
dyes. Like
Yes. They've
red
renamed
red
all the
red
dyes. Red
40,
40.
yellow
Yep.
yeah, blue
Yep.
1. Like they've renamed all those.
Yep.
So now you know what to look for, so you look for foods with that. Oh, it doesn't have it. Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
no, it does.
No.
They've just
Yep.
changed the fucking name.
Yeah, and look at your stuff. There was like Hellman's
Mhm.
mayonnaise that's been going around saying like bio and it's been bioengineered. It's like,
Engineered.
well, real
Nick and I have been making our own mayo
mayonnaise. I know.
since, God
I go
rest.
back.
We've gotten rid of the chickens. Update for
Yes,
everyone. Chickens are gone.
so sad.
But since we were having so many eggs on our hands, we just
Yep,
started making our own mayo, and it is so freaking easy to make. I told
it
Nick
is.
I will don't ever purchase mayo again. I will throw it out I don't even care if it's unopened. I'm not doing it. And then I sent him a thing. I said, "Are you not glad?" We went the last time, and sure as
Yep.
fuck on the Hellman's thing it says
Yes.
bio and like
There was actually
why?
two. Grant
It
found
is
down a
literally
TikTok.
3 or 4, like 4 ingredients to make mayo. That's all
Right.
you need. But what the fuck is bio
I just remember
engineered?
your
I
French
don't.
going off video about it in French with your mother-in-law. That was so funny. But it's the same thing. There was like we're looking at like because I like to have like a trail mix, right? Like I like to have a couple
Yeah,
nuts and some raisins and a couple M&Ms in there to spice it up a little bit. And some of the ones, especially the ones at Walmart, if you look on the back, it'll say may contain fish. The
yeah.
fuck do you mean may contain fish? So you really do have
Where
to look. You have to see. And there's also rules that if it's under a certain amount, they don't have to tell
they
you.
don't have
But
to
here's the
report it.
thing, say you eat that in your breakfast and then you have something at lunch that has it and then you have a little bit something with your dinner and your snack. Now that's not just a tiny portion that doesn't add up for
You don't
that
have
said
to
food.
disclose. Now it's added
Exactly,
up
and
to
but now you've got a full
the
one, and
dangerous
that
dose.
one should have been on the label, but you don't know that because it's so
Hmm.
so you have to really be careful and you can't avoid everything. I'm addicted to energy drinks. I like my Ariba nachos. I know that that cheese shit is bad for you. I could literally eat like KD and hot
We
dogs.
just had craft dinner for supper, to be
Yeah,
honest
and
with you, because it's quick and easy,
you can't get rid of it all the time, but I think what
but
people just have to
limiting.
understand is what are you sacrificing in doing that. If you're not
Hmm.
feeling good, maybe look at the food that you're eating. Is there any nutrients in it or was
Exactly.
it all made in a lab? I'm not saying you can't eat that KD by any means. Eat it. We all know I love it. But did you have a vegetable today? Did you
Yeah.
supplement with a vitamin? Did you go outside? Did you touch the grass? Did you sleep? Did you drink some fucking
Hmm.
water? Like,
You have
there's
to
so
do a
many
good
other
healthy
things you
mix,
have.
right?
Yeah, and you have to make sure that you're supporting your body, and your body will tell you by the smell. If you have really bad BO, like bad, 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 I'd be like, okay, why does it smell like metal? My when I moved here, my sweat smelled like metal, and I think it's because I had a lot of metal toxins like in my body because I was eating lots of fast food. I was drinking again energy drinks and
Yeah.
just eating out of a box because I was working so much. I didn't have time
Nick
to
and I
make
joke that we
food.
smell like onions.
Oh, the other day I was like, someone actually had onions and I was like, ooh. And I was like, oh, that's not me. Someone's food. But like those are your body does tell you,
Yeah.
by certain things. If you're bloated, like for a lot of times is like, is your internal are your kidneys working? Is your liver
Hmm.
working properly? There's
Hmm.
lots of things that you could be doing. But anyways, this supplement one I think was one of the ones that got blown out the absolute
Oh,
most. And I'm
dude.
not saying that, but I think that in not to sound terrible, but I think they should be. I mean, we've heard one of the biggest ones is this TRS, zeolite, and so many people sell it, and then there's so many other people that are sharing like the absolute worst fucking.
Hmm.
And like for example, in the Disport group where people have issues with Botox, people will tell them to take certain things, and then they'll come to the group and they're like, "Oh my god, do not take that. That's like going to exacerbate your fucking, like I don't remember what it is. I'm just quoting, but it was like let's say like I think copper's a good one, but let's just say it was magnesium. And it's like, oh, don't take magnesium because it's gonna like
Magnesium's
move.
great for you.
No, but it was something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was some sort of
I know what
vitamin
you
that
mean.
is great for you. But people that have this toxin in their bodies,
Oh,
it
okay.
actually is not good for them, even though someone told them that that's good for them. But because they had this toxin in their body, it's not. So you have to be very careful when you're mixing stuff. And it's like It's not
I
like I
feel
think
like because,
pharmaceuticals are better, but that's what the danger is
like
when
you
you're
said,
taking
though, because
compounds and
they're not always like tested or like
mhm, no studies behind it
it's so hard to like
because they're
this
biased
is like a
too. I
completely
know.
different like topic, but like going to like traditional doctors,
Mhm.
they're not going to promote or encourage natural remedies of any
Healings.
sort.
Yeah,
Not often, that's a
not
lie.
often.
But they're not often going to because that's not what
They're
they're
not
taught. But then
naturopaths.
when you go try and find a naturopath, they're never going to recommend because they don't mix. And
No
that's one of the other things too is when you if you mix or like start like you said, like you don't know if you're taking something from this side that has one strange little chemical that is going to mix something weird on this side with that strange little chemical, and then you're going to have like the perfect
issues.
shitty
Mm.
reaction, and then you're going to have even worse issues, you know what I mean?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's the
It's a
47
fine
is
line.
more of just a regulatory like it kept
Start
talking
having some
about
accountability.
Vanessa's Law, which in 2014, the Protecting Canadians from Unsafe Drugs Act, which is now commonly known as the Vanessa Law,
Okay.
it amends the Food and Drugs Act to include new rules that increase the regulation of therapeutic products and mandates the reporting of adverse reactions in the healthcare institutions. And I think that's across the board.
Yeah.
But
Good.
obviously, you know that we are very much a proponent of like, no matter if it's a homeopathic,
Hmm.
natural, pharmaceutical, whatever, adverse effects, be it small or large, should be fucking recorded.
Agreed.
Because that
Agreed.
is how you
Agreed.
come to know this
Yep.
shit and to be
Yep.
able
How it
to
can
discern
react.
like, ooh, there have been quite a few people that reported like mixing those two and this happened, or taking that and this happened. Not often, but like it has been known, so
Enough
that when it
to
happens to
look.
you and you are one of those rare 0.01% of people that it happens
Yes.
to, that you're
Then you
not
know.
fucking crazy,
Hmm.
and that you have like a proper way to like
Fix it.
decipher and to find out the cause, the root
Yeah.
cause of what it is.
What's
And
going on?
truthfully, like, yeah, like it's just, I don't know, that's a whole talk for another day on fucking just drugs in general. And like,
But I
you
think
just
this is
need to
good.
discern. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I think this is good. I think this is in the right place. It's not saying you can't sell supplements. It's not saying we're going to
No.
tax you. It's
It
not saying
was
any of those
so
things. It's
misconstrued online because everyone, like, I even
yeah.
was guilty. I shared something
So
silly,
did
like
I.
the supplement, like they're going to start banning supplement. Bitch, that is not what that meant.
That's not what
Did
that
you
meant. And
look
maybe
at it
they
at all?
will.
It's just regulations on.
The stuff that's
I
out
think
there.
people were saying it's regulated on what can come in and export and import as well into Canada. Like you won't be able to
Mhm.
get certain supplements here, or like they're going to stop like import. I remember seeing
Yep.
a bunch of stuff, but like it
Yes.
literally had nothing to do with
Nothing to
any of
do.
that. Like
And
it was
that's
just
why I
such a
think we
weird
want this segment so much to review a couple
to
bills that
start
especially to decipher it and be like, what? Because
proper,
remember,
right?
we talked about this before, freedom community or not, people are out there to make money. You know that we're not because we can't or we don't. But there are people that sell these products or they sell fear courses or they sell whatever to try and make you that, like, yes, the government is terrible, but they're not always terrible. Like, we do need some order and the chaos of everything. You need that yin and yang balance. And
You
I'm not
do,
saying that's necessarily
but
the
you do.
government, but you do because people get out of line. Like, do we want the government to put murderers away? Like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah,
I want the government to step in when people are being pedophiles. Sorry, that's just how I feel. So, yeah, I
yeah.
do want law and order at some point, and there's got to be degrees, but we got to
Checks and
discern.
balances, baby.
Yes, and we got to see who's playing with our emotions because they know that this side can get very emotional about any sort of mandate, lockdown. So they're going to take that tiny and they're going to run with it. And now they've got
Hmm.
tons of views and they've made a whole TikTok off of all the, like you just have to be very, very aware and look into shit. This is why we wanted to have a segment every month calling Keeping Up with Canada
I
so
think
we
it's
can share
honestly,
shit.
yeah, it's and that's not being said that like we may misconstrue and may not
Yep,
get like the full picture of things.
100%.
So if you have more to add, that would be
Please.
super appreciated and very much
Yeah,
welcomed. But
that's what we could
it's
find.
definitely like I said, looking at this bill, I was like looking through it and I'm reading through like a few of the sites that
Expecting
I
to
was
get
given, and
mad.
I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I was like, this
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Like I can't even find anything that I was hearing about it in
no.
here. So
Yes,
I had to
shout
like
out to mom
literally
too.
go back to the beginning. Yeah, shout out Mama Lisa.
Yep.
Go back to the beginning and like reread everything because I was like, this is not
Did
what
I
I
miss
fucking
it?
thought it was. So I learned
Yes,
something
me too.
in that, and like it has nothing to do with banning supplements, you crazy motherfuckers that were saying that all over fucking Instagram. Literally nothing. It
Hmm.
is just
Yep.
stricter regulations, which I do believe should happen, whether it's homeopathic, natural, fucking
Mhm.
dandelion juice, I don't give a
Yep.
fuck.
I don't care
It
either.
needs it
Needs to
needs
be
to be
recorded.
recorded,
Yep.
tested, and made sure that it's safe and healthy for consumption, because what the
Yes.
fuck is the point of taking unhealthy, unsafe medicine? I'm sorry.
And to be this way, if there's nothing wrong with what you're doing and it is, then why are we so afraid of that to have further proof that it's safe and that's the right way
That
to
it's
go in the
good to
world?
go, right?
Like if you really want the world to heal this way, wouldn't we want to try to progress this in a sense where it's like now we have studies or hey, over the couple years that we've made it mandatory to report these quote unquote reactions, we haven't seen that over the couple
And I
years or
also
we
think
have and we can
that's
make it better. Like what? I think this is
I
a
feel like
progressive positive one
there's not a lot
personally.
of information about the natural side of
Fair.
healthcare either, which I
Yep.
find I couldn't tell if that was because they didn't want us to see the beneficial side of health, because
Good
then the
point.
big pharma goes, you.
Collapse, even though it already
But
is,
then
but
that
yes.
also makes me wonder if it is now because they put this into play, like, oh, it is going to be regulated.
Mhm, mhm.
Now I'm
Is it
kind
a
of
step,
concerned, like,
right?
but is
Yes.
it? And it's not going
But
to be one of those
isn't
like paid for kind of regulations where like they're all going to be like, no, homeopathic medicine is garbage. No one should be taking it. It's causing cancers, like
yeah.
fucking the
Yeah, I
sun,
haven't seen
when
that
it's
though.
sunscreen doing it instead. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how this is going to play out. So I'm interested to see with this new bill and like how it goes.
yeah.
But
But I
I'm
don't
hoping
think
for
it's
the
as
best,
alarming.
obviously.
Yeah, I don't
But
and it
it
is,
shouldn't be
like,
alarming that there's regulations on fucking
no, we
meds,
should I
no
think
matter
that's
what
what we
meds.
wanted, right? You get so mad,
Fuck
like, how
yeah.
can you be mad about people not recording the you know, don't want to get banned again, those side reactions. And you're like, those should be reported. But then you're like, oh no, this natural thing that we make in our backyard. No, we shouldn't be recording that. No, you should. It should be held the
It's the same thing.
same standard across the
Yeah.
board. I don't care if you make it in your kitchen. I don't, and if they start putting regulations into suppressing sales,
Mhm.
that's when we can start worrying. But for right now, I think, and I'm sorry, the beef with my MLM community is y'all, I want you to have this fucking I want people to say, oh, this girl said that it's going to fix my infertility. I want some of these things to be a little bit more held accountable personally as a personal victim of these health food brands and these people, these individuals, especially the
It's
ones
not
that
just health
know
food though. It's like it's the supplements. It's the
supplements. Yeah.
happy this, the happy that, the
Yeah,
fucking miracle
absolutely.
pill, the
Yes.
fucking it's just
Take this pill of collagen. It's like, well, why don't you just eat regular food and get collagen
why
out of
don't
your
you yeah,
food?
why don't you just do the
Like,
gelatin or like like
Hmm.
eat some cow,
Yes. Yes.
some
Those kind of things. Like
some
that's
beef.
that's what I want to see. Have some beef. Just kidding. But
Some
anyways, guys,
beef.
what an amazing first episode. I think this is
I
great.
know.
I really enjoyed this one. I think we hit a lot of good topics. We talked about a couple bills. We talked about elections. So guys, make sure to
Fuck
go
yeah.
back, find out when your local elections are, get involved. Maybe the next
Yes.
episode we'll start bringing in how you can get involved, in the election portion or in your local governments. And we'll talk about a couple more bills and kind of where we are next month and what's happened in the last month in Canada. But amazing first episode, Hales.
I
Thank you very
know, that was a
much.
good
I
one.
love it. I can't wait till we're back in studio again. We hope that you guys are liking season 6 already. We're only a couple in. There's going to be a little switches with the when we say, hey, this video is coming out next. And I'm going to stop doing that because I'm just jinxing everyone's fucking agendas. So you'll
The
get
flow.
whatever video fucking comes out. That's all
We
that
have
matters.
4 topics a month.
Four.
Who
We're
knows
going to
what
try.
order they're coming in anymore?
When?
Who knows?
Surprise. Just real life. We're all busy. Shit happens, everyone's learning. But you'll get them in the month. And thank you guys again. We're almost, we're halfway through to 13,000. I cannot believe you guys listen so much to the
That's
summertime.
crazy.
I was really worried we were going to lose you guys, but it just seems to be amping up. So please share with your friends, get us out there, help us
Yes.
get out of our shadow ban, follow us on all the social media, like, subscribe, all the
All the
shit I'm supposed to tell you to
platforms.
do. But until we see you next time, bye. If you'd like to hear more of this episode and many others, you can catch the full versions on Rumble, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on those notifications. Thank you for stopping by the show today. Until next time.